So the value of cryptocurrency has been dropping dramatically.
That's right. The market has lost 70% of its profits in the past 8 months. Despite that, some crypto companies are trying to hold out hope.
So that was a commercial for the cryptocurrency Coinbase. This aired Monday night during the NBA Finals, less than 24 hours before it announced it was laying off roughly 18% of its workforce.
CBS News tech reporter Dan Patterson joins us now for more on this. Hi there, Dan. So that commercial we just saw played into and tried to counter this joke that crypto is dead. But how much truth is there to that? Is crypto dying?
Well, Elaine, it's good to see you. This is less about death and all about confidence, or the lack of confidence. As interest rates rise, investors, both retail, that's you and me, normal everyday people, and institutional investors are fleeing cryptocurrency. Why? Because of liquidity. There just is not enough cash in the coins.
The appeal of cryptocurrency was supposed to be that it wasn't, that it was safe, that it was a place to put your money and let it grow outside of market forces. Now, though, there is a sense that even fraud in the industry is a real and pervasive issue. What's happening there?
Well, those are all myths. Anybody who said that this was a safe store of value is perpetuating disinformation. It has never been a safe investment. It has always been a risky place to put your cash. And why? Well, one of those reasons is volatility. Volatility comes with a lot of scams. Look, there is just a ton of people who are doing all sorts of funny business with coins. But I'm kind of choosing my words wisely here because of the terms. There's a lot of jargon. One jargon term that you should know and be aware of is called wash trading. Now, if you have an app like Coinbase, this is an exchange where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency, you might have some confidence if you look at a coin and you see, oh, there's a high volume of trades. There's a lot of people who are invested or interested in a coin. That must make it safe. There's a lot of what we call social proof. Other people are interested in this. Not true. There is wash trading. Again, this is jargon, and I'm trying to use my words carefully, but wash trading is very rampant in cryptocurrency because there is pseudo-anonymity, meaning it's really easy to hide behind these anonymous wallet addresses. So the same people will send a coin back and forth, making it look as though there's a high volume of trades when it's only a few actors sending currency back and forth. That's just one example, but the entire industry is just loaded with scams like this.
It sounds like basically perception is one thing, but then when you kind of peek behind the curtain, the reality is something else entirely. So you interviewed actor Ben McKenzie about the crypto industry. It's interesting because he has a degree in economics, is currently co-writing a book about crypto, but he laid out for you a bit about why he's so skeptical about crypto. Let's listen to some of that.
We're coming across horror stories of people who have lost their life savings, people who are considering suicide or have committed suicide. They've lost family members. This is the pernicious part about things that, to my mind, resemble Ponzi schemes and multi-level marketing schemes, is that there are real consequences for these games. My guess is the scale of this is certainly millions of people in the United States alone, potentially tens of millions of people.
So, Dan, give us a sense here, because people hear cryptocurrency. Some people may wonder, am I missing something? Am I, one of those people that's going to be left behind if I don't go ahead and jump on this cryptocurrency bandwagon? Why do you think people should be skeptical of cryptocurrency?
Well, opacity, Elaine. It is a lack of regulation and a lack of your ability, my ability, to see into the actual behavior. Again, we look at wash trading as just one example. But the entire industry has so many different scams that it's very easy for us to feel FOMO. We can feel as though we're missing out on a great opportunity. Now, that's a feeling all of us can relate to. But when it comes to the economics that people look, it's hard times out there. A lot of people are suffering, and they're looking to cryptocurrency as one way to perhaps improve their economic situation. When they fall for scams like this, it can wipe them out.
And people at this moment are particularly vulnerable, you know, in this sort of pandemic psyche that collectively we've all been experiencing. Dan Patterson, Dan, thank you so much for helping us understand a bit better cryptocurrency. It certainly is abstract for so many folks out there.
Thanks, Dan.
Good to see you.